Welcome to episode 1 of our 2024 bow hunting vlog. The two of us are gearing up and diving into the season. Let's head out and see what the start of this season has in store.
Hey guys, first set for the 2024 season. We made it up in the tree. There's the little food plot we put in a couple weeks ago. Just got the camera arm up. The bow's hiding over there. Well, I got to work on this a little bit more. But sitting in an old ladder stand on a piece of property in upstate New York. I like to do a quick test draw when I get in the stand, just to make sure I have room to move my elbow. I can get around and I can make sure I can see what I can see. I also like to check ranges with my rangefinder. To the far edge of the food plot is 27.5 yards. So I set my sight for 25 yards and let her eat if they come in close. We set the sight a little, or hold the pin a little low to come out. And that brushy stuff out there, I'll put the pin center of the chest and it'll jump right into it, or drop right into it, that is.
Noah and I both have a either sex tag for bow only. The neighbors nearby have had a lot of bear activity as well. I'd definitely shoot a bear if we hadn't come through. The one that we got on camera right here in front of my stand, I think it was around 8 o'clock at night. It was a decent sized bear, probably 300 pounds. Again, with a bow, taking it for me. So that would be great. I already had 2 doe out in front of me. I was in the stand maybe 20 minutes. I was fighting with my tree strap the whole freaking time, just having a hard time of it. Couldn't even get that on before they showed up. I've got a doe crossing now. She crossed birds under my stand. And on my bad side, really, I've got a lot of small hemlock down there. The deer do move through there pretty frequently.
Sun's officially set on the first day of bow season. Here in New York, we have about half an hour of legal light left, and it's very quiet tonight. A couple squirrels, a couple birds, not much movement. Today is October 2nd. Tonight is our second sit. Got in the stand a little bit later than yesterday. We're at work a little longer than we expected, but that stuff happens. Well, that rain we drove through to get here showed up. It's not very heavy, but it's enough. Pretty noisy in the woods right now, but I've seen the rain change the deer movement, so maybe we'll get lucky.
This year, Noah and I are both shooting hinges during hunting season. I'm shooting the B3 Coupe Pro. This is a brass 2-finger hinge release. It's got a magnetic head in it, no rubber band, but I have a backup that's supposedly the same model with a rubber band. So this is the first year I've tried hunting with a hinge, and I'm curious to see how it goes. When I first started shooting archery, I started with an index like everybody else, moved to a thumb, and we were shooting a Lancaster redemption tournament back at our home shop, Catskill Outdoorsman, and I got put head-to-head with a buddy of mine who I just knew was going to sweep the floor with me, and the target panic was so bad that I couldn't shoot that thumb anymore. I was punching it like crazy. Noah had me try a hinge, and I haven't looked back since. Actually, probably a month ago, I whipped out my old thumb, which lived in my release pouch here for our tournaments and everything as a backup. I absolutely hated it. It actually physically hurt my hand to draw it just because I'm so not used to it, and I've increased my poundage quite a bit. Index and thumb versus a hinge. With an index and a thumb, you can get that command shot off. You can force that shot to go. With a hinge, not so much. But I tried my thumb. I wasn't happy with it. And it's a me thing. It's not the release. Just I've gotten so used to this. I shoot this every day. Target, 3D. It's what I'm familiar with. And I can still get a quick shot off on this. And honestly, if that deer is, if my shot has to be so fast that I can't use this hinge, it's probably not an ethical shot. At least that's my thoughts behind it. I know that B3 makes this exact same release called the Ranger. It's a lighter plastic body, but it's the same shape. And it has a wrist strap on it, so in a tree stand you don't drop it. I am definitely a little nervous about that happening, so I might have to try that. Shane, can I borrow your release? Well, it's 6:40 now, right at sunset. Still raining, still cold. Still haven't seen any deer. I've seen a couple squirrels, but it's been very quiet. It was a shorter sit, so you get what you pay for.
It's getting dark here on a rainy day too. Gonna change up spots tomorrow night. Maybe we'll have better luck. Probably hang out for another couple minutes and call it quits. Day 3 here in the woods. Actually, we're in a new set of woods. This is a permission property Laura got for us. I'm in a Millennial hang-on stand. I want to say it's the M150 model. It's a big one. It's the big, comfortable one. Just got up here, sat down for a minute, catch my breath, and I forgot how comfortable that chair is. But gotta finish setting up the other camera, and we'll be ready to roll. There's a doe. Well, that's the first deer I've seen during legal light this season. Came about 30 yards from the stand. I don't know what spooked her. Could have been me, but she didn't blow, so that's good. But that's the first deer I've seen in the stand, so it's good to see kind of where they're coming from. But that was kind of odd, just seeing one doe at a time. Usually does at this time of year in a group, so that was fun. Well, the sun's officially down now. Another half hour legal light. If it's anything like the last couple nights, I'll probably give it 15-20 more minutes and start packing up. Saw one little spike on the way in and saw one lone doe about an hour ago. Other than that, been pretty quiet tonight. Today's day 4. I'm in my brand new Millennial M7 Microlight. Trying something a little different tonight. Not going to be able to film much tonight. The main road where I expect them to be coming is less than 20 yards in front of me. And the road's right behind me, if you can't tell. I did make a little mistake though. My tree is on the downhill side of the road, so I lost about 5 feet of elevation.
Got a much warmer day today. It's almost 70 degrees right now. Very sunny day. But this morning on my way to work, the deer were moving like crazy. Almost hit 2 in a 15-minute drive. I've got footsteps under me right now, and it always turns into a game of it's a deer until I spot the squirrel. I'd love to say that I'd be able to tell the difference between a squirrel and a deer walking through the woods, but I'm not that good yet. And lo and behold, there's a squirrel. As annoying as the squirrels are, they're really damn cute. I have a lot of down debris right in front of my stand, which is nice. It keeps the deer from getting really close to me, and I don't have too steep of an angled shot. And the squirrels love to dive in around and find stuff to eat. I've got a red squirrel, probably about 10 yards from me, sitting on a log, chewing on a mushroom. I've got a doe in front of me on the other side of the ravine, coming across diagonally, like they tend to. She's a good size, just sniffing around. There goes Mom, down the ravine, and back up. They cross in front of me all the friggin' time right there. If I was targeting them in early season, I would probably move this stand just a little closer to the ravine and a little closer to where they're actually crossing. But typically by the rut, I've got them moving all over the place. And they're up and down the road. Like the buck I shot last year, he was coming up the road. And the doe that I shot last year, she came from straight behind me. But on a quiet day like today, if I see them, they're crossing this ravine.
Guys, that's the end of sit number 4. I was hoping to get some deer traveling along this road, but nothing moved tonight. As I walked in, I didn't see as much sign as I've seen on this road in past years, so maybe that's a indicator that they're not using this road like they used to. Now that I have the mobile set up, I can go pretty much wherever I want, so I'll try another spot next time.
It is just after 7 o'clock, bright and early Saturday morning, and clear skies this morning. Good morning, says Threadz Squirrel. We're over on our permission piece right now. I'm deeper into the property than Noah. I'm kind of near the back edge. I'm on top of this flat. I've got a bowl of hemlock below me, and I've got some young oak, white oak, on top of this flat. The birch right now is about peak color. It's really gorgeous out right now, but it's quiet. A couple squirrels chittering, but no wind at all. Dead. This is the first time I've sat in this stand and sat on this property. We actually have a bear on camera during daylight, back closer towards Noah's stand. I'm perched up right above 2 old skid roads that there is signs that they're coming through here. So we'll see. This is a much tighter stand than my other spot. The furthest shot I can get is probably about 30 yards. And the whole side to my right for the hemlock bowl is blocked with brush. So unless they cut underneath me and head out this way, I'm not going to see them. Or I'm not going to be able to get a shot in on them. This is almost more of a reconnaissance spot right now. Haven't hunted much on here. I'm kind of trying to see where they are and where they're going. It's absolutely gorgeous out right now, but not even the squirrels are moving. I'm getting more action from geese flying overhead than anything on the ground.
Just getting settled here in a new spot. Well, I'm on the other side of what we call the ravine. I've never been able to hunt over here because we haven't been able to get over here with ladder stands. Now with this hang-on, this micro-light hang-on, I can go where I need to go. This is going to be interesting to see where the deer are moving. We always see a lot of deer movement over here, so this could be interesting. It is a little breezy this afternoon, which I don't know how that'll affect things, but it is supposed to get pretty chilly tonight, so we'll see. Okay, it's 5:20. I just had a doe come across and go across the creek behind me. That's the first deer I've seen. I didn't see where she went when she went across the ravine though. That's good, because now we know where, well, at least we know where that one crossed. That was the point of this, kind of figure out where they come through this. Well, the sun's officially down. I got a couple more minutes of legal light, and then I'm gonna back up. That's a wrap on day 5, I believe. 5 days, 6 sits. I've seen 3 deer during legal light, if you count that spike I pushed the other day. Slow start to the season. I've never had good luck the first week of October. I did put an arrow in a good deer last year, but we're not able to recover it. Hopefully the weather will cool down a little tomorrow and the deer will move, so. Yeah, October 6th, 6th day in the tree. We didn't make it out this morning. Had some things to do at home and wanted to catch up on some sleep, but that happens sometimes. Anyways, I'm back in my ladder stand. We did see a fresh scrape on the way in, so that's a good sign. Not that we're very far from the road, as you can hear, but they do come up that way sometimes.
Well, I can hear some rocky footsteps, probably about 100 yards straight ahead of me. And someone blew. Wind's coming from my back tonight, so that might mean game over for tonight. I've got a very small doe ahead of me, 55 yards, crossing. It might be that same one. I think the wind coming from behind me is really causing a lot of trouble today. That buck that crossed, or just a little spike that was going to cross the ravine right in front of me. When he got about to the bottom of the ravine, he doubled back immediately. And the wind's blowing right between him and me.
It's been very quiet tonight. A couple squirrels. I did see a house cat. I think it's a feral cat, but I did see a cat. That was kind of cool to watch. And then he tried to attack a squirrel over across the food plot. And I don't think he got so lucky, but oh well.
I'm at work right now, middle of the woods up in the Catskills doing some inventory work today, and just spooked a decent buck. He was probably a shooter. I didn't quite get a look at his hardware. You can catch a glimpse of it in that video, but I caught a glimpse of horns, so I know it's a buck. Nice bodied deer. If I had my binos, it'd probably be easier to see what he's packing, but 60 yards down the hill from me. He's just kind of poking through this wet spot below me on the hill. Watch, I'm going to go sit this evening and not see anything. He's legal, but I don't think it's the one I saw. Close enough, could be. But I think he's smaller. It could be you. Tell me in the comments, you think it's the same deer? All right, we're back at the ravine. It's a bit of a colder day today. There's a cold front coming through. It's probably about 50 degrees right now. It's supposed to get down to, I think, the high 30s tonight. We had a little bit of rain on the drive in. Literally just a couple sprinkles on the windshield. We have a breeze coming from the northwest, which is the good side for this stand, and it's completely clouded over.
Gonna do some practice draws. Yeah. Get the muscles warm. I've been shooting a lot lately, so I'm just doing some practice draws. Make sure I keep that muscle memory fresh. And my muscles don't lose muscle tone, I guess. Whatever. Just something to kill some time in the tree.
Tree shaking in the wind. Hopefully they won't smell me tonight like they did last night. The wind's kind of calmed down now. It's still coming in gusts, but it's not constant. I'm hoping something will start moving.
Well, the sun's officially set here on another day of hunting in New York. Been a little breezy tonight, but no deer. Couple squirrels, couple loud leaf shuffles that you're like, is that a squirrel or is that a deer? But didn't see any deer. I definitely like this spot. I'll probably come back here for opening day of rifle season. Probably bow hunt on opening day of rifle season this year, probably from this tree. Only thing I'll have to do different is I'll be on the other side of the tree in the saddle.
That's a wrap for this episode. No deer down yet, but we're seeing more activity. And we know that big buck is just around the corner. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.